Hi, everybody. I have a great honor to be here with my teacher, my master, my friend, my hero. And I was just spending 4 months with this beautiful man. And it was a very transformative time in my life. I've learned so many things about life, about my body, about the universe, about nature, about interaction with other beings, about communication, and just about being. Mm. And that's actually the title of your book, Just Be. Mm-hmm. So I would love that more people know about you. And you're the most humble person that I've ever met. I keep on discovering new skills that you have almost on a daily basis. I was like, did you just do that? Did you just say that? Did you just sing this song? Did he just cook that? Did whatever it is, like every day there's new things I discover that are in you, that are magical. And you are a magician, I would say. And from your background, from your life before being a magician, you were basically the Tom Cruise of Israel. You were a fighter jet pilot in the Israeli army, flying F-16, right, fighter jets. And then you had a transformation. And I would love for you to share a little bit about your journey. I know you speak 9 languages. You spent a lot of time in many different Asian countries, and you have a background in Chinese medicine, and you're a Qigong master, you're a Tai Chi master. I learned cooking from you, like how to cook in an energetic way that's according to Chinese medicine. I had incredible sessions of acupuncture with you and energetic massage techniques. I learned the art of Qigong. At least I got a very profound introduction. I got an introduction in Chinese medicine, and I got an introduction in Tai Chi and permaculture farming. Yeah, so it's just incredible what the breadth of wisdom is that's in you. And I would love for you maybe to share a little bit about your philosophy, like what do you think is important in life? Like what is it what matters in life? In these times and going forward, and it's such an incredibly powerful time, and I know many people who listen to us right now are interested in transformation. They want to break out of the hamster wheel that we all have lived for many years. Like what is a new life? How can a new life look like? What tools can help to get us, like how can everybody use those tools together?
Okay, we'll try to summarize it. So thank you very much. I'm Orpheus, and a little introduction as Constantine shared. I started my life in Israel, and definitely was in a way inspired to do the best thing I can, to do the top, to do the most challenging and interesting things for me. And it was something within that drove me forward. So in the army or the Air Force, the top thing was to be a pilot. So I pushed myself to reach that phase. And once I achieved that, I kind of felt, okay, I can move forward. And after 8 years of serving and arriving at the age of 26, 27, my inner being, like we call it like butterflies inside, and I didn't know what is solar plexus, what is intuitive voice, what's going on, but I just felt something from inside deeply calling me to start exploring something that is beyond the physical, the superficial, the successful job or titled, and from about to become a civil airline pilot, like moving 400 people from here to there, I decided to go to India, one-way ticket with a backpack, and explore what is there, because I heard that spirituality, which I didn't even know what does it mean exactly, exists there. And so my journey took me through a year and a half walking through different Asian countries and really opening huge doors to understand what is meditation, what is the power of prayer, what is the capability to observe our own self, and a lot of conscious worry from structured thoughts that society, family, and friends put into me. And I had to break them one after the other to say, no, I do not accept to be part of a system or to be part of a thought wave, but I want to really understand who am I, why am I here, what is the reason for all this, and what is my purpose. That was once I realized that there is all of these have an answer, I pushed through to find those answers. And that really opened doors to take me on a journey to find holistic movements, which we call internal martial arts, which are Tai Chi and Qigong, very powerful energetic practices. It took me to understand the power of the mind and to learn about meditation and specific types of meditation that comes from source that could reach a very direct teachings and guidance to feel and understand what is a soul, what is a spirit. And moving on into the healing aspect of it, I kept on pushing to understand my role, which came to me as being a servant and a helper for human beings to find joy and happiness and balance. And so first it was again about, I have to find it into myself. So what are the tools that are important for me? And they came one after the other. So after understanding about movement, exercise, and the power of the mind, I felt that my personal tool of helping would be healing. So the natural way of healing came through Chinese medicine, that basically is a healing form of yin and yang, which yin and yang is the format that basically create this universe or express this universe as the universe of duality. So I went and learned 7 years of Chinese medicine, Korean medicine, and acupuncture, herbal medicine, and tuina, and massage, and different types of massages, and always drove myself and motivated myself to reach the authentic teachings. Source. Who are the real authentic teachers, and what is the authentic teachings that I can tap into and learn from? And after learning from it, I could start to, in a way, mold it to a way that suits me and that I find beneficial and effective. Because for me, theory is never enough. I want to do practical things and to have practical tools that help and to see results. So 12 years in Asia brought me all these different tools that I could apply then later back in my country, and then going to dive into the depth of the mind, subconscious and unconscious.
What do you think are what for you are the most powerful tools of all the tools that you have learned?
So for me, the most powerful tools, and I can express them in combination with the previous question, are first of all, healthy and conscious diet. Knowing what the body, on an individual level, your body is different than my body, what each body needs and is beneficial to eat. So digestive system is comfortable. Do not have pain, bloatedness, discomfort, gas. You eat, you digest, and you clear it. Beautiful. That's a very important tool. Second, movement. Movement is good. Exercise is amazing, but we need to combine internal exercise that benefit our internal organs and actually give us energy in combination with tools to strengthen the body. That for me was surfing and cycling was the best tools that I found. But for someone will be like running or stretching. And stretching the body is definitely another tool.
What are the internal muscle building tools that you recommend?
So internal muscle building tool or internal organs beneficial are Qigong and Tai Chi. They are the top ones. Yoga includes as well.
What is Qigong?
Okay, what is Qigong? Qigong means Qi is life force energy. So there is energy around us. We have an energy that constantly giving us life. It comes from food, it comes from air, it comes from water. This is the Qi of life. The Gong is the efficient type of exercise that cultivate that Qi. So Qigong in together is sets of movement that work in coordination, breath and movement, that build up the internal energy of our body systems, the organs, tissues, blood and breath.
And do you need to be very talented to do this, or have like certain skills, or can everybody do this?
Everybody can do that. Anyone can do that. Once you can move your hands with certain control and you can breathe, you can start practice Qigong.
Like there's even like really old people that, like, how old was your master that?
My master, dear Master Duan, left the world when he was 110. I met him when he was 102. And for 8 years I was practicing with him on and off, seeing him every day doing his Qigong or breathing techniques and healing.
So he was basically more than 100 years and practicing Qigong and teaching.
Yes.
So you don't need to be super physically fit and strong and whatever. Everybody can do this.
Everybody can do this. It doesn't require much effort and it actually gives you life force. It's like I say, it's like charging the phone in the wall. Is like plugging your fingers into the wall and receiving energy.
And I can confirm that. I've never done any exercises where I feel so quickly, so high. It's like a natural...
Yeah, and it's fairly simple and you don't need much space. 2 meters square is enough to practice Qigong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so it's Qigong, it's Tai Chi.
Tai Chi is more movement. So meditation, before the Tai Chi, meditation is a skill to practice mastery of mind. The initial phases of meditation, as most people think of, are to calm the mind, to reduce stress, to become centered. That's beautiful, it's true, but it has much more profound levels of availability, and mastery of the mind is one of them, as we practice in our
And the
silent.
combination between the left brain and the right brain, right?
Yeah, and the
And
left
bring
side
it
of
together.
body, right side of body. And Tai Chi is meditation in motion. So we take different movements and we have to be very focused and aware to move them. So it builds awareness. As we spoke in the last conversation, awareness is a skill that human beings should develop.
Right. So almost everybody is interested in meditation. And most people, including me until recently, I'm still discovering, I guess, is meditation. Like how do I meditate? What's the most practical way to meditate? How can I incorporate meditation into my daily life? What's your recommendation?
So I recommend to start with very simple practice of observing your breath. Do not count on any external stimulation. Just, you have your breath, it's coming in and out throughout the body all the time. Close your eyes, so you shut down those windows that constantly have stimulus. Close those, have a quiet, peaceful maybe environment, and just focus on trying to feel how the breath goes in and out. Connect with the natural flow and vibration of your breath in and out. This by itself will take you into a deeper state of calmness, of peacefulness. And that's the first phase of meditation. Simple. Do it 5 minutes a day, a week after 10 minutes a day, a week after 20 minutes a day. Your life will change.
I recommend also you talking about Vipassana.
Yeah.
Because I did a 10-day Vipassana silent meditation with you, and you said you would actually recommend for everyone to do this at least once a year. Like
Yes.
what is silent meditation? What is Vipassana, and why is it so important?
Okay, so Vipassana is a specific technique of meditation that was given by the Enlightened One, by Buddha, to the world, by him practicing it and finding his own enlightenment, his own understanding of this universe and what is truth and what is reality. Basically, he was teaching two main things: awareness of the moment, so being present, and equanimity of mind, being objective, non-attached to our emotions, to our feeling, to our sensations. Yes, experiencing them, but not being attached to them, because attachment creates suffering. So during a 10-day or 8-day silent meditation, as we practice here at Be Home, we first of all shut down most of the sensory organs. So we have our eyes down to the ground or closed during meditation time, and we do not read, we do not have any external stimulation, no talking,
No smiling.
no smiling, and the food is very conscious and healthy and detoxifying.
Basically almost no food because it's fasting. Coconut fasting.
Yes,
Yeah,
halfway coconut
half of it,
fasting, from raw food into coconut fasting. And what we do mostly is meditate, is observing our own self and our own mind that constantly generate thoughts from the past. So we learn how to purify those thoughts. Any thought that attract us and shift us from being present, we start to clear and clean. And over time, day by day, moment by moment, we learn how to still the mind, keep the mind present with us as a good friend, and clean and clear the thought processes.
I love when you say we're basically gardening our conscious garden, like the
We
inner
are
garden.
cleaning our garden of the unconscious mind.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Sounds much better.
Cleaning, purifying, detoxifying.
But you compared it to yours, so you have this beautiful garden here with like lots of plants, and there's a lot of wheat that comes
Naturally.
in between, and
Yeah.
you always need to weed out,
Yes.
and those weeds are like thoughts that are with attachments, right? And maybe like bad habits or whatever, like unnecessary negative thoughts, right? And you're basically cleaning.
Clearing and cleaning them all the time, yes. So it's a constant work. But the more you clean your garden, it's easier to purify and clean those little weeds that come forward.
So Vipassana is basically a master cleanse of your mind,
Yes.
and then you have a daily practice,
Uh-huh.
a daily awareness practice, which is like maybe 1 hour of observing your breath
Yeah.
and your thoughts, right?
Uh-huh.
Or it can be like even whatever you do, washing the dishes, right? Like
Exactly.
incorporating awareness into whatever you do, driving a car.
Exactly. Breathing, walking, eating, chewing, everything can turn into meditation. Life is meditation when we bring awareness into what we do.
Right. And part of it, we are now here at the Be Home in a habit to, whenever there's food, there's a blessing, there's a beautiful song, and when we eat the food, we don't talk much.
Right.
It's more like, okay, like what is it beautiful?
It's like a ceremony.
It's a
little bit.
ceremony,
Yeah.
right? But we practice awareness with
Awareness.
like even eating,
Yeah.
right? And there's no phone or anything. It's just like
Yeah, yeah. It's like not like eating, talking on the phone, reading the newspaper and watching TV at the same time. Then the plate is finished and we don't even notice what we ate.
so. We are here now at the place you call Be Home.
Yeah.
That's literally your home.
Yes.
And next to that, you also host incredibly beautiful retreats.
Yes.
Like I met you through a shamanic yoga retreat where we
Right.
had like different shamanic ceremonies and practices and guided meditations and yoga and qigong and temazcal sweat lodge and cacao ceremonies, ecstatic dance and sound healing and just like a firework of beautiful things. And this was all in your home,
Yeah.
basically. But so why do you call it Be Home, and why do you call your book Be the Way?
So in the process of my understanding life, understanding myself, and seeing what my soul really wants, I came to a simple conclusion that I just want to be. I want the ego to step aside, not to disturb me with my life, and I want to be present, be in bliss, be in beauty, be in balance in this life that I'm walking. So I came to the conclusion that the highest level of human beings is to just be, is after the ego. And then I can see the ego and say, okay, now my ego is talking, that's fine. But beyond that, I just want to be. And my just being can be a clown, be a monk, be a preacher, be a football player. I don't care, but that's my authentic being. So it became into the being, became into a being, became into Be Home, and the Be Home welcome people to feel at home, to drop the walls of ego and pretendence, and to really feeling your own self, connecting to your own authentic self with your obstacles and challenges and negativities and joy and everything, all the fan of sensations, emotions, and through that, finding what is your authentic being.
So that, would you call this healing? This is a healing process?
I think it can be healing process for those who feel that they need healing, and it can be a process of awakening for those who feel good but still don't find a tool how to penetrate through the veils of the ego and the should and would.
So awakening, everybody speaks about awakening and an enlightenment, and I can say I'm 46 years old. I thought I'm a spiritual person because I did yoga for 20 years. I tried to meditate for 20 years. Only last year, through my first awakening moment, true awakening, I discovered that spirituality is actually something completely else. And there's a whole nother dimension that I had no idea that it exists. And I know that you know that this exists, and I would be curious to learn from you, like, what does it mean to be an awakened person, and what is what we should all aim for? Like, we all grew up in a 3D world and chasing materialistic goals, but what is it really what we should aim for, and what could be if we all were awoke or enlightened beings?
I see it as a very simple thing, because the life that most of us live in cities or around lots of stimulations is very confusing and it's complicated. We need to return to simplicity. Simple life brings us the ability to find happiness. What we human beings should search for, really ask for yourself inside, what would be the most beautiful gift you can give yourself in this life? And most people will answer joy or happiness or peacefulness or quiet mind. How do we find that? So these tools and the tools that are in the book, in Be The Way, are tools to walk towards happiness. So to be awakened, what does it mean? It means to be awake to how do you behave, how do you speak, how do you act, how do you think. And you will find that many things that are negative inside bring negativity back. Hence, do not let you be happy. And what happens? Most people chase after temporary happiness, which is a nice car. Oh, I'm so happy, I have a beautiful car. I have an amazing girlfriend or boyfriend. Oh, I'm so, but everything is temporary. It moves on. One day I have car, next day I don't. One day I have computer, next day it's drop and it dies. So the real happiness, which is in a way simple, is inside. And that's why spiritual tools like meditation, proper exercise, proper food and so on, start to reveal a window and a door to find inner happiness. Waking up in the morning and smile and say, thank you that I'm awake again.
So I know many people listening us here, they have ambitions to change the world and become successful entrepreneurs, or maybe they have children and they are maybe crying right now, and maybe they have like somebody in the family that's sick and they need to take care of. Like, what is like in the hamster wheel? Like, we all have, not everybody has the time to spend months in paradise learning from you, right? But what advice can you give those who say, okay, I want to do that once I made my money and once my children are gone? And is it really necessary to achieve that first, or can we already start right now without anything, without not much time requirement? Like, what would be like an advice that anybody can incorporate into their lives right now without money, without time?
Simplify your life. Look at your life. Sit for a moment. Look how many things are causing you to move from here to there like crazy, beings, because this is how your mind operates. And simplify your life. Take every day 10 minutes or half an hour to just be with yourself. Make a meeting with yourself in your schedule to breathe 10 minutes, to move properly 10 minutes, and change your diet. Clean your diet. Drop toxic element from your diet and incorporate fruits and vegetables. Okay? Give gratitude and thankfulness for already what you have. And even if the child is crying, smile and say, I still love you. Even if you cry, it's okay. Accept life circumstances and aim to change them. Because if somebody is sick, there is a reason why he is sick, even if he's your dearest brother or sister. And find out what is the reason, how can you change that, and thrive towards that. Change the basic day-to-day lifestyle. Consume less meat. Consider more living and working in harmony with the animal world or the plant world. Plant a tree. Do simple things to change your life. All the life around you will also change, and we will all benefit from that.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful. So what is it, how can people benefit from you, from your wisdom?
Me, nothing, I'm no one.
Well, I can tell that I benefit a lot from just being around you. But like, what do you offer? Like, I had the chance to spend 4 months with you, but like, not everybody has the time, right? Being stuck in a coronavirus with you.
Yeah.
But I know that you offer beautiful retreats,
Yeah.
right? And I know you're coming to Europe, and I know that we also have some exciting plans on the horizon.
Yeah. So definitely I would love to offer this book, Be the Way. It's live on Amazon on a PDF format or on a hard copy that you can take. It's a very practical book, simple to read, and gives lots of tools to change your life step by step. That's the first thing. Second thing, you can go and visit the website justbe.live and have lots of tools and also invitation to the different retreats with the schedules. Retreats are happening in Costa Rica part of the year, and we come to Europe to offer also retreats, private consultations, lifestyle consultation, healing sessions, and even to ignite a certain process of healing can help to change the path. So definitely that, and I'm very open to share more content online. I have the Tai Chi and Qigong course online on Udemy University, and hopefully to create more.
So we did many different things, right? I learned about your philosophy, I learned about the Vipassana, I learned about Qigong, Tai Chi, and we did incredible ceremonies. And we also did some plant medicine ceremonies. So what are your thoughts about plant medicine? What is plant medicine? Why do you think this is beneficial? Like, why can people benefit from it?
So when we say plant medicine, maybe some people don't understand, are specific plants that this creation has without any modification of human touch, that carry a specific vibration and a biochemical reaction when comes in contact with the human body and also with animals, that can create a release of certain molecules in our body that allow an opening into experiencing different realities, different dimensions that we don't see with our bare eye. So we may call them in astral journeys, like lucid dreaming, vivid dreaming, and the plant medicine that probably most people heard of, if it's like different mushrooms that grow in the earth, or different plants that in combination create like a certain experience. Even marijuana as a plant has a very powerful and potent healing ways that already the world accept and legalized in some ways. And there is the cactuses of different sorts and vines and the ayahuasca and many different things. We learn how to use them and utilize them first in a sacred way that is beneficial and healing for the body and the mind. Our complexity here is consists of body, mind, soul, and spirit. To go deeper into the different explanation of them, maybe it's another phase, but all of them are part of healing journey when we come and ingest plant medicine, ingest, smoke, taste, or whatever it is in coordination with what the plant wants us to receive. Anything in excess can be abusive and toxic. So there's always a learning process of how to utilize those and what and how they can benefit, and it's very transformative, and we see many people that go through transformation in accordance with those plant medicines.
Can we maybe talk about like the most important ones that you kind of recommend to, maybe depending on the person, but what is the range? I know there's things from kambo to mushrooms to ayahuasca. There's like a big range. Like what would you recommend in combination with all the other tools?
I think it's very individual because different people have different maybe healing processes that they are dealing with. So in a way, to maybe get an advice from a proficient healer that knows about those medicines and can understand what does the person need and can match the medicine itself. But even from marijuana, that on a medicinal base and use can heal anything from depression, emotional states, and to reduce pain, and into a kambo, which is medicine that come from the Amazonas that can heal toxic elements from our body through purging, and ayahuasca that open different connection to spiritual realms and to guides and spirits. But also, let's not forget that we all have everything inside. So the power of our own mind that can release those molecules that, if we call them DMT or other, that help us to go purely, just with the power of breath, we can heal ourselves. And not to talk about, we have cacao as a medicinal powerful tool, and water is a very medicinal and powerful tool. All the elements in nature, and we practice them. Part of what people think shamanic work that is scary or something like that, no. The initial shamanic work was to connect with the 4 elements: the fire, the water, the earth, and the air. That's the base of it. Later it goes into plant medicine, into higher dimension, into the underworld, all of the different modalities.
So shamanism for you, I know like some people have like say woo, this is woo woo. But I can say like we did a guided shamanic journey without any substances, or it was just you guiding with the drum beats, and I had some of the most significant learnings about my soul, my higher self that I ever had. I got incredible messages and downloads. So, what's your definition of shamanism?
So it's a word that comes from the Central or South America, but also from the Northern Siberian, and also from the Scottish, and also from the Jewish, and also from the Chinese. A shaman was the healer or the doctor of a village or a community, but he knew and he learned, either intuitively or by family traits, how to connect to the invisible powers and wisdom that exist in the universe, through breathing, through connecting to plants, even to animals, and through dreams, and to bring forth the messages or the insights for healing, for guidance, for direction.
And we talk about spiritual guides, and there are spirit animals. What is a spirit animal?
Spirit animal is a very beautiful term for an animal as we may know it, be it like a tiger, a puma, or an eagle, that exists on a parallel dimension and comes to us in our dreams or through evoked guided journey, which we call the shamanic journey, just by a guided experience, we can open the door beyond the imagination to call those animals, and each one of us have an assistant animal, as if you are growing a dog or a cat. In the same way, you can cultivate a relationship with a spirit animal, an animal that exists on the spirit world.
And those animals, they give you guidance. You can learn from them, like how do they behave in nature, and some of the skills they can basically direct to you, or they give, for example, an owl stands for wisdom.
And it's not only there, they bring you what you already have in you.
Right.
So in a way, they come as a mirror to evoke in you already the qualities that you have, or some things that you need to see as a mirror and change in your life.
So we live in a very interesting time right now. Right? There's all kinds of things happening in the world, and everybody is very alert. And everybody who listens right now believes something needs to change. Where do you see the opportunity? What do you think? Where do you think the world can be in 10 years, and what can we actually do to evolve, to create like a major shift in evolution?
That's a very important question, and can be answered in many different ways. But personally, for me, I believe that us human beings and humanity can shift and turn the wheel of balance into bring more positivity, into bring more awareness, more awakening, and more love into the world. Learn how to communicate better with each other. Learn how to develop self-love, self-acceptance, and love to your brothers and sisters, love to your families, love to your neighbors, love to your friends, and to those who you thought that they are not your, maybe they want to be your friends again. So we have the opportunity now to really grow into changing this world, from having a world of stress and suffering and maybe miserability and competition and hatred, into a world of peace and beauty and high vibration. Think about that, guys, how amazing it will be to turn your life into beauty, where you wake up, you smile, you go out to the street, people say hello to each other, maybe give hugs if it's your friends, eat healthy food, no pollution in the streets. We can make amazing world together.
We are living in paradise.
We are living in paradise. We experience paradise here every day.
Yeah, I mean, this is full of beautiful nature here, but there's beautiful nature everywhere where we live. We just need to go into the parks. We just need to open our eyes, and we have beautiful people around ourselves. We just need to look and search for the beauty, because beauty is in everyone.
Yeah, that's true. But also in the cities, we can push towards bring more nature into the cities, rather than cutting nature and building more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe there's no need to live in cities. Like we, especially now with Zoom and with all this, now we see we can work from home.
Right.
So why spend a lot of money for an expensive small city apartment where we can live for much less money? Like I can tell, like in Costa Rica, you just need like a couple of $100 or euros to live an incredible life. And that's not just Costa Rica. This is like everywhere on the countryside. It's always cheaper, and it's always more beautiful.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you so much, brother. This was very interesting, I think, for everyone, and thank you so much for 4 months of incredible transformation that I was able to go through with you, with your guidance. And I'm very excited about our journey. We're gonna share the love and light, and I know we're igniting many more people, especially those who are listening right now. They're gonna carry the torch and ignite more and more.
Yeah.
And we're having a lot of fun while we do this.
Exactly. Remember, fun, joy, drop the seriousness, but do the right effort to change your life and the others around you.
And make music. It's something I learned. I never played an instrument.
Yeah.
Sing, dance.
Yeah, make amazing food.
Celebrate life.
Blessings.